Welcome to the Mindset Mile podcast. I'm your host, Aisha Zaza. For the next 30 days, we're going to learn to build better habits in health, fitness, relationships, business, and overall well-being by making small mindset shifts that make a big difference. Contrary to how it may seem, the path to any success is achieved by taking small, consistent action over time. Someday is not a day of the week, so the time to level up is now, because you were made for greatness. It'll be a marathon, not a sprint, and together we'll take it one step, 1 mile, one day at a time. Welcome to the Mindset Mile. You ready? Hey you, welcome back to the podcast. I'm currently in Northern California visiting my family, and I was inspired to write this episode because of my dad. Do you have a person or people in your life that you admire how they just get stuff done? I wanted to say another S word, but we're going to keep this PG. My dad is one of those people for me. I absolutely love his get stuff done attitude. And I don't mean that he's on the go all the time. He's definitely one of the most present and family-oriented people I know, but he is the epitome of everything is figure-outable. This is something I kind of identified and came to terms with as an adult and in the last few years. But looking back, I realize this is something I've always admired about him. And when I say he's had a lot to figure out, I mean he's had a lot to figure out. He moved to the United States from Jordan when he was 24 and pretty much hit the ground running. As you can imagine, that situation being a bit sink or swim. Can you even imagine moving to a new country, not knowing anyone, finding a job, and starting a whole new life? And also 30 years ago? No LinkedIn, no cell phones, barely computers. Honestly, it kind of blows my mind to imagine it. But in any case, he found job after job and did whatever he had to do to make it work here. It was only a couple years after being an employee that he took it upon himself to start his own catering business. He reminds me all the time that he didn't even know how to type and that he would spend hours at the computer drafting up proposals using his index finger, one letter at a time. Since then, he started or bought into a myriad of different businesses. And every time I talk to him about his store or about businesses and jobs he's had in the past, I'm always so taken aback by his self-taught business mind and ability to figure things out for himself. He's like this with his work, but also when it comes to practical things like around the house, with cars, helping my younger siblings navigate school, or with different skills. He just takes action and never overthinks things. It's seriously such an admirable quality. It got me to thinking about how much we overthink things. I coach so many people about getting out of their own way because they get in their heads about what they're doing, and it causes them to become paralyzed. Because the longer an idea sits in our heads, the more likely we are to not take action on it. Do you know what I'm saying? You have an idea to do something, you get all excited about it, and then all of a sudden your brain steps in and tells you these are all the reasons why you shouldn't. Or you start thinking about all the things you don't know before getting started, and then you're down the rabbit hole of excuses when really what you should be doing is just taking action. You want to know something I really love about CrossFit? Before a really gnarly workout, as you're getting all your stuff together and talking to people in the class, there's a bit of time where nerves build because you know you're about to go deep into the pain cave. And you're nervous / excited to see how you do. But then there's a time where all that cuts off. 3, 2, 1, beep. And then you just go. Everyone goes. And you chip away at the workout until you're done. It's not like going to the gym where you might not have an action plan and you putz around for a little while deciding what you want to do and maybe get distracted on your phone between sets and, leave finishing, a half-ass workout in twice the amount of time it should have taken. It's just 3, 2, 1, and then go. Even though you know it's going to suck, it's going to take a while, or that there's parts of the workout that you may not be good at. Your time to overthink is cut off. It's done. You may not be an athlete or have ever done CrossFit before, and you're probably thinking, okay, cool story, Aish, but think about probably the many things you overthink. Here's what I want you to do, and maybe you've heard this expression before. Ready, fire, aim. And yes, I meant to say that how I said it. The saying usually goes, ready, aim, fire. But the next time you say you think you want to do something, I want you to ready, fire, aim. Stop feeling like you need to be ready or that you need to know everything before you get going. You have time to get all of that right after you start, but the longer you keep putting it off, the more likely it'll always just be a good idea. If you're waiting to start the job or the business you want, if you're waiting to get into a routine that you want, if you're waiting to be happy, what are you waiting for? Stop waiting. Stop planning. Stop looking for permission and just go do it. You want to know what successful people do? They make up their minds quickly and they change them slowly. There are so many stories of entrepreneurs or athletes and everyday people taking actions towards their goals and dreams. Honestly, you can find examples anywhere. The common denominator, though, they didn't wait. They didn't color coordinate everything and make sure everything was set up and perfect before they went. They just did it and they figured it out along the way. And don't get that confused with a 90-degree upward angle. Don't get me wrong, like every journey is filled with spikes and dips that will bring new learning curves, but there's absolutely nothing that you're not capable of doing or figuring out. And you guys, when I say things like goals and dreams, I know that sounds like you need to have something really big to work towards. That could be the case, and if it is, get after it, girlfriend or boyfriend. But when I say goals and dreams, it could be as simple as being happy, or making a lifestyle change, or starting a new routine. Stop overthinking what it needs to look like and just take action right away. If you don't know something about a change you want to make, text a friend who does and ask them about it. Or get online and ask a search engine. Almost everything and anything you want to do, or how you want to feel, or what you want to create has already been done before with a how-to roadmap. It's time to embrace a can-do attitude and just start. Be ready to grow and learn, but know that there's nothing you're not capable of doing if you just stop waiting for the perfect time or being motivated for everything to get lined up. You create it. We create it. Figure out what it is you want to do it, and then start making the adjustments accordingly. Ready, fire, aim. If you haven't already, be sure to head over to themindsetmile.com and download my free journal. It's my gift to you to help you build better habits as we go through this challenge together. And if you're loving this podcast, it would mean the world to me if you rated, subscribed, and shared with a friend. Be sure to tag me on your walks or runs at Aisha Zaza and hashtag MindsetMile. That's all we have for today, my friends. Remember, the big things don't happen overnight. It's the small things done consistently that make the big things possible. You are capable and you are worthy. Make it a great day.